How's it going, peeps? Back with Sonic Canvas and welcome back to Icon Pop Quiz 2. And today, the category I'm playing is video games. So it could be any game. Well, I've been through level 39 because my recording got cut. Maybe. But anyway, without wasting time, let's just get started. Okay, this is... Oh, I know the character. Everyone knows Tracer. And her butts. Overwatch. So basically, I wanna say Team Fortress with butts. Because they just have lots of cool puns. Oh, this! I remember a friend of mine was a fan of this game. Like, a huge fan. Even though that Atlus, the company made this game, is milking their iconic characters by making spin-offs. Like, you know, animated series for some sort. And maybe there will be an animated series for this other game. And I just don't understand this one logic. There's a cat called Morgana in this game. The cat is a shapeshifter. It can transform into a boss. It's a cat, but it doesn't want to be called a cat. Then why don't you just transform to a human? You hate being called a cat, but you're a cat. Or just transform to a boss. Then I'll call you a boss. It's in Persona. Persona 5. Oh, I used to be addicted with this one. But now, I'm more into, if you know Pump It Up, it's more like Dance Dance Revolution, but it's made by Korea, and it has more stepping buttons than Dance Dance Revolution. Yeah. Oh, I remember Donkey played this game. I also remember I used to play this game. The mechanic is pretty much like Hitman, so you can't directly fight a person. So your mission is more like stealth, some sort. Except because this is made by Ubisoft. Yes, Ubisoft. Because the game is made by Ubisoft and EA Games, I guess. It contains all of the good main missions are part of DLC, so you have to get the DLC to play the main mission. Because most of the games are just stealth, doing a stakeout. But then I watched the movie. There's a live action movie of this game. It's actually great. Michael Fassbender as in this movie. It's called Callum Lynch. I don't know why the fans are babbling and rambling about why the main character was not Desmond Miles. I think the reason actually makes sense because Desmond Miles have a lot of link to many assassins before him. So, because it's a movie based on video game, it's a bit risky to put to use Desmond Miles as the main character, because the last time Resident Evil setting up a franchise in movies, and so does Dead Rising, all of them based on games by Capcom. The best ones are on 3 Resident Evil movies, and everything went downhill from there. Well, in Dead Rising, everything just went terrible, even though Dead Rising game is basically a horror version of Dynasty Warriors. I know Assassin's Creed is, but I have to admit, Assassin's Creed movie was the best game-based live-action movie after all movies I've ever watched that was based on games. I used to watch Tekken. It was terrible because they use, well, I know Yoshimitsu use weapons, but it looks ugly, and they didn't tell like the whole story, including the affairs of Jin Kazama and his friends, and how he feel himself cursed. Yet they still make a Tekken live action movie sequel, which is bad. I mean, worse, even worse than the first one. Much worse. So Warcraft is okay, I guess. But still, the best movie I've ever watched, which was based on video games, is Assassin's Creed. Like, it was awesome. I mean, who could expect that the main character, just one superstar, Michael Fassbender, changed the whole view of this movie. Same thing to Ghost in the Shell. You have Scarlett Johansson as the major, Motoko Kusanagi, and it just changed the whole thing. It looks pretty badass. Just put one superstar and it just changed everything. Except Suicide Squad. I know it's based on comics, and it also want to be as light as the Marvel movies, but it just doesn't feel that way. Ooh, I know this game. You know the theme song? Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Pepsi Man. Oh my god, I love this. I love that game since I was a child. Like, before the mobile games like Subway Surfer and Temple Run, the best run and escape game back in the 90s was Pepsi Man. And since then, I'm addicted to Pepsi. Like, so bad. Oh, I know this one. I used to play the game, I guess. It's Mortal Kombat. Nah. It's Scorpion. Oh, this one. There's also a live action movie based on this game. Need for Speed. Maybe you remember Need for Speed Underground, Need for Speed Shift, Need for Speed Most Wanted, just a lot of them. But the best one, I guess, will be Need for Speed Most Wanted, because you're not just challenging racers on the road, you're also trying to get away from the cops, and that makes Need for Speed Most Wanted was awesome. Oh, this. Since this game coming, I started to hate card games. I mean, a lot. I know. I know. I also play card game, but it's more like collectible card game instead of like the strategy card game. Yu-Gi-Oh is more like Yu-Gi-Oh is actually a strategy card game, because in all those cards you have set of effects. There's also a cartoonic version of it. It appears in the animated series Adventure Time on Cartoon Network. It's called Card Wars. The gameplay is pretty much like Yu-Gi-Oh! There are details on the bottom, and you use cards to attack, setting spells and traps to enhance effects on your hand, effects on cards on your hand, something like that. But yeah, since Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm not really into strategy card game. It just looks, I don't know. It looks pretty boring, I guess. I think I remember this. I remember someone mentioned the name, but Bashi? Yeah. This, I almost confused this as Street Fighter, because the main character, Ryu, he also wears a white headband. Same thing with Virtua Fighter. But I guess in Street Fighter, they don't have a blue girl with good-looking butts who likes butt kicking. So yeah, it's going to be Virtua Fighter because there's no letter S. Ooh, I still play this. I love this game. Puzzle Bobo! And the last one. I remember the movie starring Angelina Jolie as Lara Croft. It's Tomb Raider. Good game, well played. And that ends our episode on Icon Pop Quiz 2. I'll show you more packs next time. I'm Sonic Canvas. See you later and be creative. Goodbye.